Well, it's been 5 days since violence erupted on the campus of one of the most prestigious universities of the country. No one has been identified or arrested in the cases yet, in which 34 people, including students, were injured. In an exclusive conversation with Mirnao's Alok Singh, Vice-Chancellor of Jawaharlal Nehru University answers some of the most burning questions of the hour. Listen in.
Sir, first tell us that what led to this whole incident that happened on Sunday?
Well, it began with the incident that took place on October 28th, when the hostel administration committee was holding its meeting to discuss the new hostel manual and the hostel charges. A group of agitators, they barged into the venue. They shouted at the dean of students and other officials who were conducting the meeting. And when they did not let the dean of students to be shifted to the hospital, so all the origin of this entire movement started from October 28th. And after that, we had several meetings with the hostel presidents and also the student representatives to explain to them the rationale behind increasing the hostel charges, which were very nominal. But however, whenever our teachers went there, wardens went there to discuss with the students, they were gherowed, they were held hostage, they were forced to resign. You see, right from the beginning, some of these agitators were very violent and militant. This is not the way to conduct any kind of agitation.
So these are the students only, those who are violent? These
are the students who have turned very violent. They closed down the schools. They prevented thousands of students from writing their end semester examinations. I think this is completely against the ethos of JNU. In JNU, we always believed in discussion and dialogue to resolve any grievances. But destroying the future of the students is not the way of conducting any kind of agitation in the university. And there should be no place for any form of violence on the campus. And what happened on 5th January was really very, very unfortunate incident where some of our own students were injured. But the incident of what happened on 5th January also had its connections to what happened on the previous 2 days. On 3rd January, a group of students with their faces completely covered with clothes, they came and they tried to destroy the data center. They occupied the data center and they stopped the entire university from functioning. I wonder why people have to come with their faces covered unless they feel that what they are doing is something wrong. So are they trying to hide by covering their faces if their grievances are genuine, if their protest is lawful?
So are you saying that those who were in the muffled faces, who started this whole vandalism on 3rd, they were the same person who did the vandalism on 5th also?
You see, people agitating and vandalizing, covering their faces is a new phenomena in JNU. And we also saw a similar kind of phenomena on January 5th, where people were indulging in violence, covering their faces. So obviously they are trying to hide something. Obviously they know that what they are doing is completely wrong.
So that was the one group they are doing, or there are sections of group, there are separate groups, because there are two groups that we are talking, they are indulging in fight, ABVP versus left. Were they belonging to those groups, or there are some section of outsiders also managed to came inside?
You see, to know the truth, to bring out the facts, the Delhi police has formed an inquiry committee. The university also has formed an inquiry committee. We are looking into all the evidences that are available, whether it is CCTV footage or video recordings, photographs. And once the investigation is over, the facts will come out and we will take exemplary action against the culprits.
Sir, let's go specific about the Sunday's violence, because the same tension was happening for past 2-3 days, the way that it was happening. And on that day, since morning, there was some students who were indulging in these scuffles. You were also must be knowing about the fact that something is happening. So if we see the messages and the text messages, the communication between you and the police, there was a police deployment who is stationed here, remained stationed here. Despite that, and in the FIR, it is written that 3:45 they got the information, that police got the information that there is some tension happening at Periyar Hostel. They went there, they managed to control the situation. Second information they got at 7 p.m. In between, where were you, first of all, and how did you manage to communicate the police? What did you tell to police? First of all, tell us.
Right. On 5th January, I was here right in the administrative block.
Okay.
Even though it was a Sunday, we were conducting faculty selection committee meetings.
Okay.
And at around 4:30, we finished the meeting. That is when I came to know through the security that a group of students violently, in an aggressive manner, they were moving towards the hostels.
At what time, sir?
Around 4:30. Around 4:30. So that is when we asked the security to immediately go there and control the situation. The security followed this group. They assessed the situation. Around 5 o'clock, they realized that the security guards were outnumbered and the students were becoming very, very aggressive.
Which hostel are you talking about?
And that is when the university called the police and informed the police.
Okay. Which hostel are you talking about, that when you got the information about 4:30?
I think it was Periyar Hostel.
Periyar Hostel.
Right, right.
But you sent the message to Delhi Police DCP and also SHO to come in. But it was not to come inside. It was just to come and station near the gate. Despite that, the tension was started, as you told us, that it's around 4:30. But you are sending the message at 6:30. Why is it so? It means that there was some delay.
You see, this is something that people often try to say. When we call the police, people immediately say, why did you call the police? This is an educational institution. When we don't call the police, people ask, no, why didn't you call the police? No, either way, people ask questions. But what is important is how to control the situation on the ground. And on the ground,
situation wasn't controlled on the ground.
On the ground, the situation was evolving, and you should leave it to the people who are there on the ground, whether it is the Delhi police or the security guards. They should assess the situation, and they would know how to control the situation.
But the security guard is yours,
not you and me as observers, and thinking about the past and say it should have been done this way, it should have been that way.
Because
right?
you were supervising it.
I don't supervise the law and order situation, right? I only ask my security guards to manage the situation. I request the Delhi police to manage the situation. Do you think I will be directly directing the Delhi police what to do, what not to do? I think this is not the right way of assessing the situation, and we should not dissect what happened, whether the letter was sent at 5:15 or 5:30. What is important is to ensure safety and security for our students, and every effort was made from the JNU administration side to make sure that no student is left unprotected. Right?
As you were saying that no student should be unprotected, do you think that was there any kind of miscommunication between you and the police? Do you think that, first of all, and you are you in the view that it could have been prevented in the better way if?
See, many things can be thought about what happened in the past. What is important for us is to look into the future. We are currently making sure that normalcy returns to the university. The academic programs start. The registration process happens without any hindrance. And all of us are working on that. Why are you going back into the past and then trying to dissect that? Let us look forward. Let us make sure that this university functions without any hindrance.
But a large section of students are still protesting. They are still not at all satisfied because of the hostel fee hike first, and the second is the violence. They are still protesting. They are still on the road.
Where is the hostel fee hike, you tell me? Let me explain. The utility and service charges, they are kept on hold. We have written a letter to UGC to that whenever MHRD wanted, we met them, we gave all the information. Just yesterday itself, I met MHRD secretary and we briefed him about the steps that we have taken and how the results are seen on the ground.
Okay.
The schools are open, the faculty are functioning, the students are coming and registering for the winter semester. The normalcy is back in the university. Our data center is working. The entire administrative unit is working. Normalcy is back. That is what we told MHRD also. That the normalcy is coming back, and we should make every effort to make sure that every student is helped to register. As a university, it is our responsibility to make sure that no student is affected, no student is prevented from pursuing their academic interests.
Sir, one important question I want to ask about, yes, Sunday's violence only. When the incident was happening in the campus, 3-4 hours it was happening, in fact, if it's a, but the police was resisting FIR against those students who got injured at that point in time. And in fact, you gave the complaint on 3rd, you gave the complaint on 4th, but despite that, police did not register the case on those days. They registered the case on 5th only, at the time when the incident was happening inside the campus.
Right.
So what is your view on this? Why the police delayed in that? If they want to register the case, because you had already given the proofs also,
Right.
despite that, why the police delayed it?
See, there is a process. On 3rd, when vandalism happened on data center, 3rd night, we sent the police complaint. Similarly, on 4th, when the incident happened, on 4th night, by midnight, we sent the police complaint. Right? On 5th also, when the incident took place, we did send the police complaint. Right? After giving the police complaint, there is a process in the police station of registering the FIR.
But at the same time, why the same time? It means that they may...
That you should ask the police why it is same time.
Okay.
Typically, if a police complaint is given on 3rd, they may register the FIR on 4th or 5th. Right? In a couple of days, they may register the FIR. And for 3rd complaint, perhaps the FIR was registered on 5th, and on the same day, the incident took place in the campus.
The JNU SU president, Aishi Ghosh, she got injured. We got the visuals about that. She is hurt. As you always say that all students, or not only, I'm not speaking about Aishi Ghosh, every student who got injured, there are 34 in the list that who got injured. Have you met any of them? Have you went to any of the hospital to meet them? Because in the previous interviews, you always say that students are like your kid, but you haven't met. What is your story?
Right. Our heart goes out to the students who were injured in those incidents. As I repeatedly said, violence is not the solution for finding solutions to any grievances. Yes. Right? And as soon as the incident took place, all the injured students were shifted to AIMS. And after they returned from AIMS, we have a foolproof medical system here. We have a medical center, 24/7 doctor is available, ambulance is available, free medical supplies are given. And there is a system of taking care of the students here. Okay. When the students live in the hostels, it is the warden who takes care of the students' interests first. Okay. And then we have the provost, and then we have the dean of students, we have the rectors, and then the vice-chancellor. Right? Everybody at every level, they are taking care of the interests of the students. But at the same time, I would like to say that right in front of the ad block, I was attacked by a group of students. Was there any form of condemnation by a section of teachers who are actively supporting this agitation? Why did they keep quiet? Why this double-sided view on the part of some of the teachers who are actively supporting this kind of agitation? There are some teachers in this university, they say that they will conduct exams only if a conducive environment is created in the university. Okay. On the other side, they stand with the agitators and then they try to disrupt the functioning of the university. Okay. I think this double talk should end. All the teachers, they should stand with the thousands of other students who are registering in their courses. They should go back to their classrooms. They should start teaching these thousands of students. So if they are not doing, they are destroying the future of thousands of innocent students.
So are you saying that because you are unhappy with the students who attacked you, you are unhappy with the teachers who are not with you, that is why you did not go to meet the students? Because if you met the student, that the situation would have been different.
All that I am saying is the students' interests are taken care. I am only trying to tell that there are a group of teachers here who are actively standing with the agitators, and making sure that conducive environment doesn't come back to the university. And at the same time, they say unless conducive environment is created in the university, academic programs cannot run. Why this double talk?
Okay. So are you any plan to meet any of these injured students, or you are not going to meet?
We will take care of the interests of any injured student. That is our responsibility.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Sir, the last question I want to ask, that what steps are you taking to bring the normalcy in the campus?
We are taking several steps. We had a series of meetings with the wardens of the hostels. We are assessing the situation in the hostels. We had a series of meetings with the deans and chairpersons of different schools and special centers to assess the academic programs, how they are going on. We are trying everything possible. We have given an appeal to the students to call off the strike. We have told the students that our campus is a safe and secure place. They don't have to fear of anything. They should come back and stay in their hostels. We are trying everything possible to establish normalcy in the university.
Okay. Sir, one more important thing, coming back to the Sunday's violence, was the CCTVs were working at that point in time? Because their police is saying that the CCTVs were not working, so they are not able to access the CCTV footage from the campus.
On 3rd, our data center was taken over by these agitating students. On 4th, also the data center was, when it was restored, the students came, they gained entry into the data center, and they severely damaged the data center. Now, you know, most of this CCTV data comes to our data center servers.
Correct.
And on 5th, this incident happened. So you can see the, you know, why the data center perhaps was destroyed in the first place. Maybe they were aware of what was going to come on 5th. Okay. Because the data center was non-functional before this incident happened, some of the CCTV data is not accessible at all.
Okay. Sir, as you say that your security is very foolproof, you have security guards, there is a mechanism of all security. Despite that, is there any possibility that outsiders may come, because there are allegations that outsiders came? So if that goons, if you talk about that goons who were in the muffled face, if they are outsiders, then how they managed to come, first of all, or if they are insiders only. So are you saying that only insiders were involved, or outsiders might have come?
That will be established once the police investigation is over. Our own internal investigation is over. Okay. So let us wait for the report, and everything will be known after the investigation is over. Let us not speculate on that and add more confusion to various versions that are going on.
Of outsiders? Any possibility of outsiders?
That is what I am saying. Let us not speculate and vitiate the atmosphere. Okay. Let us wait for the inquiry committee, and the facts will be before us.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
So this was M Jagadesh Kumar with us, with video journalist Ejaz Hussain Alok for Mirror Now, Delhi.
All right, that of course was Alok Singh in an exclusive conversation with the Vice-Chancellor of Jawaharlal Nehru University over all the issues since the violence that broke out. A lot of questions, important questions that need to be asked, that need to be raised, being put forth to the Vice-Chancellor, but not too much, some ambiguous answers there coming in from the Vice-Chancellor, essentially about police, why the police was called in late. The Vice-Chancellor giving an ambiguous answer on that front. Also, another important point coming out, that he hasn't met any of the injured students at this point. Also going on to say that it's not, he's not the supervisor to control the law and order situation, and that in fact has to be left to the police, and also saying that he can't be directing the police as to what to do in such situations. So a lot of different points coming out from the Vice-Chancellor in that exclusive conversation with Alok Singh of Mirror Now at this point in time.